Here we are. Hopefully you can hear what's happening in our lives. If you're on YouTube and you're watching me, then let me know. But I'm also going to go live inside of the Facebook group just so that everybody can see me here. Hopefully the camera's working. Is the camera working? Why are you just blank? I feel like I'm just having such a bad technology day today. Like seriously, like just a really bad tech day. And so here we are, we're gonna go live. I don't even know if anybody can see me or hear me, but I'm gonna try and go live inside of the Facebook group as well. Who knows if this is gonna work? Again, you know, I'm just not having a very good tech day. So we're gonna make every attempt to do it, but all right, I think we're good. Yeah, I think we're good. So let me go live in here just to make sure. Okay, so we're live. Yay. I'm having issues with the chat. I just can't see anything, which is unfortunate. So, okay, if you guys are joining me live, I'm live right now. I'm streaming live in a couple of different places. So I'm live inside of Facebook. I'm also live on YouTube. But if you're on YouTube and you can hear me or you can't hear me, then let me know. Because last time I tried to go live on YouTube, there was no sound. If you are joining me live inside of A-List Entrepreneurs, then that's awesome. Okay, so let me just give you a rundown of what my day has looked like. Okay, so if you're live, let me know that you're live inside of A-List Entrepreneurs. I can see you guys right there. I just can't actually see any comments. So I want to see if it's going to let me access comments. Okay, great, Stacy. I can see you. This is great. Look, something is working for me. You guys. I need to take a deep breath. Hey, Indira, taking a deep breath. I've been having the worst time trying to go live today. Hey, Tara, seriously, let me go back to YouTube to see. Like, I've been trying to go live, both YouTube, Facebook, like, and it just was not working. And I was making an attempt using my webcam. I have like a separate webcam. The Logitech is what I use. That wasn't working. So then I pulled out my second webcam. This wasn't working. And so the only option I had was to go live with the camera that's on my laptop. But the quality is just, and I just do not like it. And I was like, okay. And it, like, seriously, I was like, okay, maybe I'm just not maybe I just should not do it. Maybe I should not go live today. Because I already went live earlier, by the way, in terms of Vlogmas. I went live earlier today inside of the platform Facebook group for like 30 minutes. We had a little chit chat in there. But I committed to doing Vlogmas for everybody and not just platforms. So I was like, okay, I need to go live. And I didn't know what I was going to talk about. I was like, I have no idea what I'm going to talk about today. So this is literally just me being here because I said that I was committed to doing it. So, well, thanks, Indira. I hope the message is awesome because I don't really have anything planned. Not that I formally plan my live streams. Anyway, and the other day, or yesterday, last night actually, a friend of mine called me. He has a production company, and he's like, so I just watched your Vlogmas on purpose. And he was like, that is some really great content. He has like a television like thing. And he was like, that's awesome. He's like, do you like talk based off of notes? And I was like, no, I don't. And he was like, that was like purely like off the cuff. I was like, yeah. And he goes, well, that's awesome. He was like, how can I take that and use it? And I was like, take whatever you want and use it for whatever you want to do. Hey, guys, thanks so much for joining me. Yeah, if you're on YouTube and you're watching me, there's a few watchers on YouTube. So if you're on YouTube and you're watching me, I just need to know if you can hear me. Otherwise, I'm sitting here inside of Facebook. But yeah, so I was like, you know what? Let's talk about what it feels like when you don't feel like doing something, because I feel like that right now. Like, not that I don't feel like talking to you guys. You guys know I love talking to you guys. It was just, I was having so many technical difficulties. I could not get a camera to work to save my life. And I was like, what is happening? Like, I literally had 2 cameras here and none of them were working. So I was like, all right, how am I going to use my own tools here? Because this cannot be. Like, so here's the message, and we're going to keep it short. I'm not going to keep you guys here forever and always. But the point is that when you are an entrepreneur and you are building something, when you're an entrepreneur and you are trying to be visible, when you're an entrepreneur and you're trying to get your message out there to your audience, there are going to be so many times where you just don't feel like doing something. Because everything, every part, every nuance of entrepreneurship, every nuance of business building is not fun. Like, let's be honest, if you're not a techie person and you're forced to do techie things, that's not going to be fun for you. If you are a techie person and you're forced to write copy and you don't want to write copy, like email copy or social media copy, that's not going to be fun for you. If you are uncomfortable making videos and you're going to have to do them for courses or you have to do them for visibility, and it's just not the funnest part of entrepreneurship, you're still going to have to do it. So what do you do when you just don't feel like it? So this is where the level of commitment really does have to seep in. Like, seriously, like, I think that self-discipline and commitment are 2 things that are just really lost on our generation in general. When I say our generation, I'm saying like anybody between like 40 and under at this point. Like, you know, like 40 and under, it's really difficult to be like self-disciplined and to just stick with something, especially like the younger you are, like the more millennial. And I'm right on the cusp of millennialism, I suppose. So I definitely see it, but you just have to commit. Like, and I committed to doing Vlogmas. That's the thing, is I was like, I committed to doing Vlogmas. I cannot just not do it because I don't feel like doing something. That's not fair. That's not fair to everybody who is expecting me to go live. It's not fair for everybody who is looking forward to it. And it's not fair for the people who are waiting to hear the message, because whenever I do go live, I think about the one person that I want to reach. There's always going to be one person that needs to hear that message. You know what I mean? Like, one person that's waiting to be encouraged, one person that needs to hear the word, whatever. And so I think about that person and how selfish it is of me to not show up because I don't feel like it, right? Like, yeah, of course, in my own whatever, I can just lay on the couch and eat popcorn and, you know, catch up on Supergirl on Netflix. But that's not why I do what I do. It's not really why I started my business. I didn't start my business so that I couldn't, and I talked about this inside a platform today, I didn't start my business so that I could not participate. I didn't start my business so that I couldn't share a message. I didn't start my business to make money. In all honesty, I mean, yes, you're going to make money because it's your business, but I started my business because I wanted to help people. And there are people out there who need help, so I have to show up, right? Oh, it's in there, Stacy. Don't worry. Yeah, so I don't know. You guys tell me, have you guys ever felt like not doing something? And what are your tools for actually overcoming them? Because for me, it's literally I feel like I'm being tested. Like, I don't know. I think life is a video game anyway. So, you know what I mean? Like, I think everything is just like a video game. I think everything's a video game and you're always just moving up to your next level. And so, whenever there's something like this that comes up and I don't feel like doing something, I just go, oh, okay, like this is just, you know, a test and I need to, like, I don't know, power up or whatever the case is, drink some coffee. Like, seriously, I didn't want to come, I didn't want to make any videos because my hair looks all over the place. I've had the same makeup on since earlier. I probably should have done like a touch up prior to, but I didn't. I put on some lip gloss and moved on with my life. And I was like, I have to do this, right? I have to go live. I have to talk about it. And it's not I have to, like, if I don't do it, something's going to happen, but it's commitment. And so the second part of that I want to talk about is how when you are committed and when you do stick with something, you train your brain that that's the normal way of how you're supposed to be, right? Like, if every time I didn't feel like doing something, I just didn't do it, then I'm training my brain that it's okay to give up. I'm training my brain that it's okay to quit. I'm training my brain that it's okay to not be a person of integrity and not be a person of my word. But when I do it and I fully show up, then I'm telling myself, okay, Tracy, when you say you're going to do something, guess what? You are going to do it. And there really are no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You just show up because you said. And there wasn't like an extenuating circumstance, obviously, if I like got in a car accident or I was on my deathbed. different story, but I wasn't doing anything. I was literally sitting on my couch watching Netflix. And I find that that is like, one, I never get to watch Netflix. So there's that. But second of all, the reason why I don't do it is because I think it pulls me out of my normal rhythm, which is working essentially. Like, you know, but I like what I do, so it doesn't bother me. Let me tell you what I did today. So today, Vivian and I, today was like a flourish day. And so Vivian and I, we had a meeting earlier today with a guy who runs it's an organization here in South Florida, but they're powered by Google. And so, because we're trying to get Google to sponsor some things, so that was a really great meeting. And then we drove, that was in Fort Lauderdale. We drove to South Miami, like an hour away, and we had another meeting with, we actually had a tour of this huge, like, printing factory. Like, he took us behind the scenes and we got to see how all the things are printed, you know, so for our printing needs, if we need like banners or things like that. But we got like this full-on VIP tour. You know, so it was a really good day, but it was also a little bit exhausting. So I came home and I was like, I'm a little tired. It was just a long day, sitting in traffic, driving, like that can be exhausting. But you know what, like, this is the life that I chose, and it really is a great life. Like, I wake up every single morning so thankful. Why would I not want to participate in the thing that I created? Oh, and dear, that's a great idea. Promise myself a reward to do it. Sometimes I do that. I used to do it a lot more than I think I do now. So maybe that's a habit that, you know, I should get back into. But I do tell my clients that, like, something will happen. I'll say, great, how are you going to reward yourself, right? Like, what are you going to do to celebrate, really? Because I do think that you should celebrate what you want to see more of and give yourself little rewards. I think that that's great. That's a good one. Thank you, Carla. Thank you. Even though I look disheveled. I know that I look disheveled, but thank you for saying that. Okay, great. Oh, Monique, you're here. You can hear me, that means. She's on YouTube. So great. Awesome. Hey, if you're watching on YouTube, because I wasn't sure if you guys could hear me, because last time I did it there, you guys couldn't hear me, but awesome. Okay, so Carla says, for me, I know that the action is what makes it easier each time. For me, it really is a struggle sometimes. Yeah, I know it's easy to blow up when I don't do the task. Doing it is always like, yes. Yeah, once you're, like, I don't think anybody regrets it. Like, right? Like, I'll never walk away from something and be like, man, I really regret spending all that time in my business. Like, no one regrets it. It's like working out. Like, when you go to work out, you know, even if you don't feel like it, I think that's a really good area to gauge discipline, is working out. Because, like, I mean, I like working out, but there are times where I don't feel like it, and it has to become a discipline and not just a feel like. And I think this is important for business as well, because in business, you can't just do what you feel like doing. That's not the reality of it. It's like, should you only brush your teeth when you feel like brushing your teeth? Because who really feels like brushing their teeth twice a day, every day? Like, nobody, right? Like, I don't feel like doing it, but it's a discipline, it's a habit, and that's why I'm such a fan of daily rhythms and weekly rhythms, and my planner. It's so planned out. My calendar is like so precise. I know exactly what I'm doing pretty much every minute of the day. When I get blocks of time where I can sit down, I'll try to fill it with something productive. Sometimes productivity is Netflix. Like, let's be honest, like, sometimes your brain needs to decompress. You just have to turn everything off. But those times for me are few and far between, because I don't want to get into the habit of not being productive with my day. You know what I mean? And when it is Netflix time, like, I'll build that in, and I love massages, if you know me. Like, I actually was thinking about getting a massage today. Like, I was like, should I order like a massage to my house? Should I order one? I don't know. So I'm thinking about it. I'm still thinking about it. Should I order a massage or not? Because that's like one of my ways to decompress. So you do have to find ways to reward yourself, I guess, for that matter. Right, Stacy, I think that that's so true. Like, Stacy says, this is for everybody on YouTube who can't see what's happening in Facebook, but Stacy says, I think about the regret that I would have if I didn't do the task. And I think that that's so true. Like, you'd have more regret for not doing something than you would for actually just doing the thing that you're supposed to do. I think that's a good point. Okay, so here's what we've covered today. So what do you do when you don't feel like it? One, you have to be able to discipline yourself to do the things that you don't want to do. You cannot wait until you have motivation to move forward, because motivation isn't always there, right? And so you have to train your body and train your mind to do the things you don't want to do, even when it's not like Yeah. And I'm not saying like force yourself into something that doesn't feel good. You know what I mean? Like if it's out of integrity or out of alignment, obviously don't force yourself into that. I'm saying like the mundane daily tasks of running a business, writing the email, getting on a live stream, posting on social media. That's what I'm talking about. Sometimes I don't feel like it either, but I find the pockets of time where I can fit them in. For example, most of the social media posts that you guys see like on Facebook or on Instagram, I create those posts when I'm working out, like in the middle of like me on the elliptical. This is me. And some people might think that that's stupid, or some people might think, well, that's your workout time, like don't do it. But honestly, for me, it helps the time go by a lot faster, right? After I've written the copy, designed the picture, you know, uploaded everything and all of that, then, you know, pretty much 25 to 30 minutes has gone by and I'm done like with the cardio part of my workout, and I can go move on to something else. So for me, that's productivity, and it's making use of most of my time. Now, some people just like to run, and you just like to go outside and run and don't do anything and just listen to music. That's fine too, but you have to find what works for you, because you have to discipline your body. I mean, success really is a habit in that way, right? Like you have to not force yourself, but you have to understand, I think, the value of consistent rhythms in your life and know when you operate best. Like if you're a morning person and you operate best doing stuff in the morning, then don't wait until 9 o'clock at night to get stuff done. Conversely, if you're not a morning person and you do prefer to get work done at 2 a.m. in the morning, then don't try and do something at 7 a.m. as soon as you wake up. Like you have to figure out what works best for you so that you can at least give yourself a chance, but right, like you have to set yourself up for success here. There are so many people I feel like who are like, man, I just wish that I was a morning person, and they force themselves to get up and out of bed at like 7:30, and I'm like, don't. Everybody is different, right? Everybody has a different current of operation. If you are more of a night owl and you find your creativity there, then be a night owl. If you're more of a morning person and all you need is a cup of coffee and off you go with your day, then make sure that you do that. I'm just checking YouTube real quick. Yeah, awesome. Jackie's on. Yeah, and look, Jackie, I'm talking to the YouTubers. Look, the volume is actually working, so I'm absolutely happy about that. Okay, so you guys, there is value to self-discipline, especially when it comes to entrepreneurship, especially when it comes to building a business. So, you know, sometimes you don't feel like it, and that happens to everybody. And I don't feel bad about not feeling like it, but don't use that as an excuse to not do something either, right? Yes, Indira, you are a night owl, always trying to talk to me like when I'm trying to go to bed. I'm just kidding. I love it. Our little nighttime chats. Okay, good. Stacy has music. Yeah, I think that's cool too. So 1, discipline yourself, the value of self-discipline. 2, find what works for you. And what kind of gets you up and running and motivated. Me, a really good book will get me motivated every single time. Like if I'm like, I have no idea what I'm going to do, or I just feel so demotivated right now, I will pick up a good book, and I have tons in my house, even if I've read them before. I have Audible and I have Kindle on my phone, and I'll just start reading, you know, to kind of get inspired. The book that I'm reading right now is Outliers. I don't have it here. I have it by my bed, but it's called Outliers, and it kind of tells the story of, or many, many stories about people who are successful and why they're outliers, like why they're so much different than everybody else. It's a really good book. I recommend it. Hi, Dr. Heidi. Welcome to the live stream. So glad that you are here. What else was I going to say? Oh, okay, this is the last thing. This has nothing to do with what I'm talking about, but it's Art Basel Week here in South Florida. If you don't follow me on Twitter or Instagram, follow me on Instagram because you can pretty much see like my whole day. Anyway, so I have this luxury concierge service. It's called Velocity Black. Now, this luxury concierge service, like Joe Jonas has it, Gigi Hadid, Christina Aguilera. So, of course, I need it too. So I signed up. There's a year-long wait list, but I have a connection that was like, if you sign up, I'll just get you in right away. So I was like, okay, awesome. Let me do that. So it is Art Basel Week here. And look at one of the things that I get is this fun driver, or I would say like this fun, it's Velocity Black Adventure Vehicle. It's transportation inside of the 2017 Tesla Model X. And they will drive me around. So I've sent them like my schedule for the week, and they're going to drive me around to some of the Art Basel events. Literally, it's like, and I think that's one of the reasons why I'm just not feeling like it too, is because I look at my calendar and it is so packed this week. Like, there are events back to back to back to back to back, and it all starts tomorrow, and I'm like, for an introvert, this is my face. Literally. Like, because I know that I have to be, you know, like, I'm not shy. So that's the thing. Like, I can't just go to an event and not talk. Like, that doesn't work for me. I'm not a shy person. When I go to events, like, I actually do show up, but it's very, very draining. And it's very exhausting for me to, you know, be talking to all these people. And, you know, and it's the small talk that I think that I don't really like. Like, it's the small talk of like, well, what do you do? And then I have to explain it. And I'm like, you know, it's very exhausting. So anyway, all that to say, that's one of the reasons why I'm feeling a little bit drained. I'm pre-drained. I'm pre-drained because I have all these events that are coming up, and I don't want to sound like a brat because, you know, I'm very, very thankful for my life. Like, I'm very thankful for the life that I get to live. But as an introvert, there are things that are a little harder for me than usually. Like, I'm not going to feel like going to these events. I can tell you right now, I do not feel like going. I don't feel like going to the fashion shows. I don't feel like going to the art galleries. I don't feel like going to the lunches. I don't feel like, and I'm hosting a couple of them too. Like, I'm hosting a fashion show on Sunday, and I'm hosting an expo on Thursday. And this is my face. Anyway. Shanine, thanks, Christian. I can do it. Oh, good. So you like the book Outliers. That's awesome. All right, guys. So, I don't know, maybe I just needed a little motivation myself, and I feel a lot better now. See, once I started doing it, and I actually hopped on, and I got over the fact that the tech was giving me all kinds of problems today. Once I got over it, I feel a lot better, and I'm actually very, very happy that I hopped on to chat with you guys, because you guys are very motivating for me, like, you know, giving me tips and music and things like that, and so I'm so thankful that I have you guys, and I don't know, I'm thankful for you guys every single day. I'm thankful for everybody that's in my community. I'm thankful for my clients. I think for the last month, I've been in a very, very thankful mood. So, yeah. Well, I love you guys a ton, and I hope that you guys have a really good week. It's really warm here in South Florida right now, which I'm loving a lot. Why am I saying, Stop. So weird. Like, it's actually a pet peeve of mine when people say, and here I am saying, forgive me. All right, guys, had that baseball talking to a parent today. Valeria. Oh, Valeria. Yeah, I bet you have that face when you talk to many parents. Valeria is an educator, a high-powered educator at that, and she's just doing really great things in that community. So, listen, you guys are all doing amazing work, and, you know, just wanted to come and say, if you don't feel like it, I feel you. I know what that feels like, but we're all going to push through. We're going to collectively push through. We have a few more weeks of 2018, which, by the way, I have my goal setting success workshop. It's coming up December 17th. I have not sent out the invites yet, but those invites will probably go out tomorrow or Thursday. So please check your emails for invitations to that. Last year, it was awesome. Everybody loved it, which is why I'm bringing it back this year, because so many people requested it. I wasn't planning on it, but it's 3 hours, and we literally plan out 2017 or 18. Lord, we plan out 2018, and I'm going to give you just practical, tactical tips and tricks on how to set and then achieve the goals that you have for the coming year. It's very powerful. We laugh, we cry, we listen to good music, and we just kind of get it done. So, hi, Cole! Cole is one half of the Chocolate Drops, and I love them. They're on the West Coast in San Francisco. Her sister is Cadence, and they together are the Chocolate Drops, and I just adore them. So they're just too cute for words. Awesome. Okay, guys, I'm going to go and drink some orange juice. I'm trying to pump myself up with vitamin C because I feel like everyone around me is sick. And we know how I was a couple of weeks ago when I was sounding like a man, so we don't need that to happen anymore. All right, take care, you guys. There I was, Vlogust day 5. We did